Hey guys, this is Chris from First Chica, and today I'm gonna talk a little bit about like soap making. Okay, these are some of the soaps that I've gotten for cost from customers. I think them all have like at least one of my ingredients. They smell delicious, they're fun, and I'm like, thank you so much, guys. I have soaps for the rest of my life, but like I love them all. Anyways, so coloring soap and using like expensive oils. Let me just start by saying that I do not believe that fat properties survive saponification. I don't believe it. I did a lot of research. I read like articles like from Portuguese, Spanish, English. I do not like so acai has like antioxidant like no properties, anti-aging properties. Once you saponify it, it's just like a fatty acid profile. Okay? It's gonna add like a gorgeous green to your soap. It's a green that like doesn't change really after curing. So I personally, if I'm gonna spend this kind of money making a soap, I like to make like a hot process soap, cook it with like 2% of super fat, and then add like the expensive fats as super fat after cooking, because then I know that that fat that you add after cooking is not gonna be saponified, so it will keep its properties. But it's always fun, like, you know, if you're gonna make a batch for yourself, or if you're charged enough to pay for my oils, then acai adds a gorgeous green. You can add like into the recipe. I've made like really beautiful green soaps. I've made like from like, you know, less green to like I did it like those I forgot the name, but anyways, I made very beautiful. Like, so acai has a very deep green. It's gonna like stay on your soap. Patawa and bacaba, there are more like a light green. They're like lighter. It's not doesn't stay, but it gets that little very light green, that very translucent green, very pretty. I use these two to make a shampoo bars. Like I said, my soaps were all hot processed. I added these oils after saponification, so they were like great shampoo bars. Tucumán and Buriti are like one of the two like highest source of natural source of beta carotene. They're red. These oils are like very red, and beta carotene like stains, like you can, you know, see like with like a carrot oil. So they do add like a beautiful, like, you know, deep red to your soap, and depending how much you add like to the recipe, of course. I Again, repeating, I did like my hot process and add these after, like, you know, like as a super fat after cooking. It's still my soaps turned out like more orange. Then you have my lighter orange guava, like just I call it a fake red. It's a red like oil, but it doesn't like spread red in your skin. Kaiwes Jean, I made like awesome, like, you know, my gosh, I can't remember shampoo bar with like a Jean too. And Picky has a delicious smell that if like when I added this to my soaps, like for my hot process soaps as super fat after saponification, I could still like smell it. So it was interesting. Then I have these two beautiful butters, Bakuri, I'm sorry. If you love my bakuri, you know that stains, right? I mean, it takes a little bit to absorb, and I love bakuri because it makes your skin gorgeous. It gives you like an instant glow. So I apply it, and then I touch everything, so my entire house has like brown stains. Since it does stain, it like makes it, the bakuri makes a beautiful like warm, like actually this soap is made of bakuri, a warm like natural brown. And yeah, it makes a beautiful soap. And just if you add just a super fat, it still makes your soap like very brown. It's like very dark brown. And then ukuba is like my hardest butter. It's like one of the hardest butters in nature, I think. Has this light brown color. Like some of my batches have more like a goldish color. This one came more brown. It's a very hard butter. and it will like affect your tracing. So even though like I know that the trace and everything depends on like, you know, like the profile, the fatty acid profile, like Ukuba is a very hard butter, but it makes like a great shampoo bar, and it's a gorgeous butter, like gorgeous color. I mean, this one is like perfect, but I do like it better when it comes like more goldish. So yes, like I said, if you're gonna use expensive oils in your soap, just make sure that you're gonna charge enough. Make sure that you like advertise like the expensive oil, and make sure that you're doing because of like, you know, the whole ethical, like, you know, the ethics behind it. But I do believe that the properties are killed by saponification. Okay. We're gonna talk about about clay now. Clay is like a freaking awesome way to color soaps, and to make like they're not expensive, easy to incorporate. You can incorporate clay different ways. Some people mix with the water. I mix with like the super fat. Like I said, since I did a hot process, I mixed with like the super fat. So I sell 9 colors of clay, and I feel when I receive like a color that's too different that I know that I'm probably not gonna get again, I call it the misfit. So right now I have 3 misfit colors, but my clay is seasonal, meaning my clay is not mined. My clay is like extract harvested from river banks, and they cannot like harvest it all year long. There's like seasons, water comes, water goes, like there's dry seasons. So my clay will change. If it really depends, like for example, this chica here, she sells this soap that's part of her collection, like with like this kind of like purple. My purple is more like this, even though like I'm gonna get a purple that's more like that by the end of the month. But my purple, so she cannot like just come up to the public and go like, okay, you're used to this, but now I have this. So you keep that in mind, okay? I'm gonna be super honest. Like some of my clays, they come the same color, but since like my clays are seasonal and I only work with small producers, they will change depending on the season, depending if the producer has it that season or not. So look, this is one example of change in clay and seasonal clay. They're both gray. They're probably like gonna turn out the same way on your soap, but not only the color is like slightly different, you can tell the grain. This grain is a lot bigger. Look at this. This is the same quantity, 16 ounce and 16 ounce down here. So this grain is much thinner. This grain is a lot like bigger. And that's why like basically this is the same as this, but since the grain is bigger, you can tell like, you know, the black and the white, like the mix. So keep that in mind, guys. But like, you know, and of course, for masks and for like scrubs, the soap with like a clay does not have like real like a scrubbing property to it, okay? And so this reinforced chica like clays, and my disclaimer, they are seasonal. I'm gonna start talking now about my more exotic ingredients. This guarana, or guaraná in Brazil. By the way, guys, my nails look like this because I've been painting my new office. Guarana is like one of the richest source of like caffeine. It's my guarana is organic and it's fair trade. It comes from the seed of a little cherry, like that grows wild in Brazil. It's like a light powder, but it's still, the soap is gonna have a little bit of a scrubbing property to it depending on how much you add. And I don't believe the caffeine on it gets hurt by either saponification or the heat. So I believe that your soap will have like, a caffeinated property. You have to warn people. Some people are very sensitive to caffeine. Guarana is also awesome for masks and scrubs, for face, like eye puffiness, and adds like this beautiful color to a soap, depending on like if you're gonna add something else, of course. So we talked about that. Yeah, that goes this way. Then I have like my andiroba dry extract, and where is açaí? So these two here, what they basically are, they are seeds. Look, these are the andiroba seeds. Aren't they gorgeous? That's where the oil comes from pressing these andiroba seeds. So what's left, what's like, left after you press to extract the oil, that's what they make this bio scrub. Okay. And the acai, I don't have like the raw, like this is like my bracelets. This is already like polished, but that's the acai seed. So I do like the acai seed too. This, the andiroba dry extract is used in Brazil, in the north of Brazil, to make candles, to make insect repellent candles. They swear by it. I've used it. I have made a few of myself, like of my own, but I don't know. There's really no, these products are so new that there's really like no studies if like the acai seed or the andiroba seed keep like some properties into the soap. What they're gonna do is like they're gonna add like a more rustic quality to the soap. This soap here has the andiroba. Is gonna add a more, see, has a, it's a customer made beautiful soap. It's gonna add like a more scrubbing quality to the soap and color. It's gonna make a rustic soap. So, and keep in mind, seasonal too, meaning since I work with very small producers, guys, it's not like quality control. It's not that I don't have quality control. It's just like it's small producers. I cannot ask for the same thing to look like the same. So this is the acai. It's like more like, it's like more powdery. The powder is smaller. And my andiroba looks a little bit thicker. I made like andiroba soap and had like a really like, like heavier like scrubbing property. So I suggest it more for like your body. But I really liked it. Kind of like, scrub, like kind of almost scratched you. You can always like, of course, you can always like, you can add like into the oil or not on the water. Don't add like on light water. Add on the oil. It depends if you add more or less. The soap is gonna look different and feel different. And then I have my pulps. Okay, this acai pulp, like I'm dying to like be able to start selling like a food, because my acai pulp is like the best soap pulp that you can find in Brazil. Acai pulp is very rich in fats, like all the like, so look, that's acai pulp. It's like looks dark, but it's actually very, see, you can tell like that's and my acerola pulp. Acerola, cadê my acerola? Here, organic acerola. So acerola is like one of the richest source, like natural source of like vitamin C. And okay, like disclaimer, I have not made soap with them. I don't know if I would add into the soap, would cook it. So you guys have to like really try it. I'm dying to see. If you want to try it, contact me. I will even send to you like like a bag for you to try it. But I'm dying to see how. By the way, this is a powder too, but the acerola, like the acerola pulp, like retains, attracts water. So you have to keep like the container like really closed, like very well. And I did not. So these are the two pulps that I sell. Acai pulp is very, very purple, and acerola is more like an orange color, okay? And what else now? Okay, my black tourmaline. Oh, guys, I love my black tourmaline. It makes the best scrub. So I made just one time a soap with black tourmaline. Oh, this soap here on this black part, it has black tourmaline, but the black tourmaline is not gonna make your soap black like that, okay? So it adds a little bit of like scrubbing, very like fine, like perfect for face scrub. Adds like some color, and people who work with crystals, the energy of crystals, like I made this soap for a customer that really like work with crystals and the energies, and he believed that like a soap with like black tourmaline would like serve his purpose. So my black tourmaline is like Very, very, very fine. I know the size of the grain, but like not right now. Not of like a. And oh, by the way, I made like a grayish soap, very heavy soap too, because I had a lot of it. Like I'm always exaggerating. And what else? Dragon's blood. Dragon's blood have like the liquid and the granulated like so I had a customer who just made a soap with dragon's blood. It turned out very beautiful. If the granulated like a dragon's blood, what I suggest is like you powder it. You powder it. This dragon's blood it does not mix with oils, but I'm wondering if you can use it with your lye water. It's very like the dragon's blood is sold mostly for like 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 medical, like medicinal, like therapeutic purpose. Since by law, like everyone who sells cosmetics, you have to like just say, hey guys, it's gonna make your skin pretty. You cannot go like, hey, dragon's blood really cures you. But I'm still like researching dragon's blood. Most of the research is in Spanish, which is okay. I can read it. But I know that must be a way to incorporate it in soap. Dragon's blood is very red. Dragon's blood is a resin, okay? And mine is from Peru. It's like dragon's blood is for like the Amazon rainforest, but it's a little bit like higher Amazon rainforest, not like close to the coast like most of my stuff. And then another resin is Breu Branco. My Breu Branco is awesome. You guys know my Breu Branco. So most of the people who buy my Breu Branco, they burn it, the smell supposed to like bring you like clarity and like like cleanse your house. But if you powder it, and the smell is delicious, that's one of the best smells ever. If you powder it, okay, this soap here, and by the way, they have the cutest like goats. This soap here has bacuri butter, but has Breu Branco. So if you powder your Breu Branco and add into a soap, it's gonna make it like grayish, and the smell stays, but like you have to add a lot, and it's a great scrub too. It has like a bunch of like like medicine, like antimicrobial. Oh my gosh, my English. But anyways, so Breu Branco is another like resin, like kind of dragon's blood that you'd have to powder it to mix into a soap. My new kumaru seeds, my tonka beans. Tonka beans, like, you can, I would recommend you, like, the smell is delicious. The smell, like, of tonka beans, like, one of the best smells you're ever gonna smell in the world. So, you can, like, just infuse with, like, oils. I don't know if the smell is gonna stay. What I'm trying to do is, like, I wanna, like, powder it and actually use it in a soap. Because I'm pretty sure like now hot processed soap, I'm pretty sure the smell is gonna stay. It's kind of like a macho vanilla, it's like cinnamon. It's just like so delicious. Have I forgotten anything? Okay, so I did my oils, I did my butters, I did like my dry extracts, I did my pulps, my beautiful clays. I love my clays. Where's my clays? Guys, I think that's it. These are all the natural stuff that I sell that you can like add to your soap, either as a colorant or as a scrub or just for fun. And this is Crazy from Force Chica. And you can always like text or WhatsApp me at 954-274-2032.